Yeah, look at that pretty thing. Dang it. That is something else. All right, I don't care what color it is. Sweet. I'll be back, maybe. Kidding. Okay, here we go, dude. Almost no protection up front. I don't know. I mean, should there be a windshield there? Wow. You know, I was talking about a premium feel. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a premium feel. And it's not all up in your face like a Street Glide. My attitude towards the Road Glide has changed significantly in the last year. I'll go into that here in a minute. But if you've tuned into this channel right now because you're a subscriber and you want to see me ride, awesome. But if you're not a subscriber and you've tuned into this channel so that you can watch the review of a CVO Road Glide, you're not going to find it here because I'm not reviewing this bike. I'm going for a ride. But if you would like to stick around and join me and find out what I think about it, how it makes me feel on my journey for the near life experience, just hold your horses. Here we go, baby. CVO Road Glide. Wow. Now, I have never been a fan of the, I explained earlier in one of my other rides on the Fat Bob. I believe it was the Fat Bob. I mentioned the fact that I don't necessarily comment on how a bike, you know, has its statistics, and I don't know that much about, you know, how much brake horsepower it has or whatever all that business is, and its specifications and all that. I comment on how a bike makes me feel and how it looks because I ride on emotion. That's what makes me feel good, is emotion. And if it's because of the bike looks good or because it rides good or a number of other things, then so be it. This bike in recent history, like the last year or so, has not been on my radar. I mean, it really still isn't. But my attitude toward it has changed so much that when I see a Road Glide, I have a better appreciation for it. One of the reasons is because Harley has turned out some of the most beautiful CVO production models on the Road Glide that I've ever seen, ever. This is one of them. In 2015, I rode a CVO Street Glide, and that was my first experience with a big touring bike. I made a comment that it was too much and that it takes the ride out, and you know, some of that's partially still true for me. But I can tell you right now that this bike, the way the fairing sits, I was never a fan because of the way it looks. But I'm starting to appreciate what it does do. And this one, you know, whether, and it doesn't seem like it, I don't know what it's got on the front. Maybe it's just like a bob cut windshield, I don't know. But I feel like I'm part of the ride again. That's one of the reasons my personal Street Bob is my preferred bike to ride. I feel like I'm part of the ride. This makes me feel like I'm part of the ride, and that is awesome. Now, the CVO badge and the premium controls and the infotainment center, and I've mentioned before in my videos, you guys know I don't really care. I don't care. It does have its place. So I'm not knocking the benefits of it. It's just my preference. I don't care about any of that stuff. However, I have learned to appreciate it. One of the most recent reasons I've learned to appreciate these premium amenities on a touring bike is this morning when I was hammered for 2.5 hours by very, very cold rain. So, how does this bike make me feel? I would take the heel toe shifter off of it, change the bars, and take off. I like it. I like it a lot. And this is the 117. Of course, they're going to need that extra 3 cubes to get this big bad boy moving. Just my guess. Because there's no displacement or replacement for displacement, and it takes displacement to move heavy objects, and this is a heavy object, I promise you. Wouldn't want to drop this one and have to pick it up. But it is premium, there is no doubt about that. This clutch feel, and these floorboards, and it needs some pegs up here, but my goodness, how freaking fantastic is that? I don't know why in the world, I guess maybe for the color scheme, the black and the chrome, I get it, okay. But I was thinking to myself, why in the world would a CVO have black buttons with a chrome bezel? I've never seen that before, but I get it, it's black and, you know, whatever. So this bike obviously is very beautiful. One of the prettiest bikes I've ever seen. Even more pretty, I would say, than my motorcycles. And they, to me, are gorgeous. But, you know, a bike's attitude also makes up a lot for the way it looks. But look at that thing, man. Look at the speakers. Okay, this is always something I wanted to know. Yeah. What is all that? Is that a... I don't know what that is. That's a bunch of wires and stuff back there. A bunch of CVO stuff I don't know anything about. So I'm probably better off leaving it alone. God, look at that, man. Dude. Holy freaking moly. That is something else, isn't it? That is something else, is it not? Look at that. I didn't get a picture there. Oh, this extra fairing right here, where they added that on. Whew. That 21-inch wheel. Holy freak, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Look at that thing. I never thought I'd say this. That's the finest motor vehicle I've ever seen. And that's what I want the rear end of my Street Glide to look like. Goodness gracious. I don't know how you'd ever improve on this thing. I don't. I mean, make it lighter and fast as a street bike. I don't know, maybe where it like washes you, rubs your feet and goes to work for you and pays its own bills. That's the only way, man. That's the only way you're improving this bike. Just my opinions. I mean, that's coming from somebody who prefers the street glide. What an amazing machine. I guess one of the immediate ways you could improve on this is to put a little bit of a windshield on it, change the bars just a hair, and put some highway pegs on. Outside of that, maybe play a movie that's not even in theaters yet on this infotainment center up front and make it legal. Wow, guys, I'm not, you know, the Fat Bob still takes ride of the day. If you haven't seen that video, go watch Fat Bob, the 2019 Fat Bob. So I can't give this ride of the day, and even if the Fat Bob didn't have it before I rode this, I still probably wouldn't give this ride of the day because it is so similar in the way it rides. And the fun factor for me, because I just got off the street glide on the way here, it just didn't earn it. But wow, what a motorcycle. What a freaking motorcycle. I like the fact that it's got analog gauges down here too. I love being able to see the needle. You really can tell. It's hard to judge what's going on by numbers that are jumping around, digital numbers that are jumping around all over the place. You watch the needle move and you know what's happening. That's the way all gauges should be, with the exception of some that need to move fast. But oh, what a magnificent machine. I'm gonna make this is a bold statement, okay? This is a bold statement. I can say this with a very high level of confidence. There's no one in the world makes a bike like this as good as this. And, you know, I mean, there's no one. No one makes a bike like this. And don't read into that too much. Obviously, no one else makes a road glide. That's not what I'm saying. You'll not get this experience with the new Goldwing. Of course, I haven't ridden it. And I'm sure people will argue with me on that. I have never ridden it. I'll be the first to admit it. But something about this bike tells me, man, you're not going to find this anywhere else. You might get close, it might be similar. Like I said, my street glide was similar in the way it rides, but the way this thing looks, the way it's designed, the way it speaks to people who see it, the way it makes you feel when you ride it, the chunk that it takes out of your wallet when you pay for it. No one else does this. I keep trying to put my foot up on the highway pegs. This is a beautiful motorcycle, man. Beautiful motorcycle. And this was a short ride. Thank you for coming along on the experience of a lifetime for me. I love this. Oh, boy, it's a hard hitting little bump right there with that 21-inch wheel. I say that from experience. My Street Glide's got a 21-inch wheel on it, and some of them little bumps like that are just they hit hard. But thank you guys for coming along for the ride on a 2019 CVO Road Glide 117, baby. They don't make them like this anywhere else. Oh, I just saw a Super Duke GT over there. Or maybe that was an Adventure R. I get those mixed up. Anyways, guys, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Maybe even subscribe for future videos. I feel like this may be the last ride of the day for me because I had looked at the radar just a minute ago, and I think there's rain coming, so we'll see you soon. What a premium ride, dude. What a premium ride.
What would you do different?
Bars, highway pegs, windshield.
Would you do something different there? A couple guys don't like how far that sticks.
That doesn't bother me.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, maybe if I was trying to put my foot up here or something.
Yeah, highway pegs, definitely.
That's awesome, man.
That's a beautiful bike.
Yeah, it is. I've never seen its equal, to be honest with you, as far as the way it looks.
Now that you know, now you get to try all the other.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Pull back over here. It's pretty good in slow maneuverability. It's not horrible. Oh yeah, baby. Put that sucker in neutral. Set that kickstand down. Make sure she's grounded. Turn that puppy off. What an amazing machine. I love that front wheel.